Hey, hey. Let's try that again. Hey, hey. Tony Mathis. So I am loving this one. Tony is Seth's spokesperson, the spokesman. Hey, Reality. What's up, Lacey? Reality, Sassy, Peg, Sly Angel, Cinnamon Bear, Lacey. Who did I forget? Lily, Apple. All right. So I love this. As all right, let me just say, as Burnt Toast would say, now this is delicious. This is fucking awesome. Absolutely fucking awesome. Maybe, and the reason, let me just explain the reason why I believe why I'm so happy over this, because it may be a turning point on YouTube. Hey D. And I say that because maybe, just maybe, these people are going to realize they cannot stalk people. They cannot lie about people. They cannot defame people just because. So this might be a turning point for this entire community. That's why I'm so excited about it. Forget the fact I'm going to get into all the specifics with Granny and it being in Oklahoma, which I'm still fucking shocked over. But I really hope it's a turning point that people realize you can't bully somebody. You can't defame somebody. You can't just make up lies because you want views and money. And that's what these people do. So I am so glad this is happening because maybe, just maybe, these fucking idiots will wake up and be like, uh-oh, maybe we shouldn't do that. And then, is there anyone here that did not see JP's video about what Granny said. Because I wanted to kind of start with that just in case anybody didn't see it. It's not long. It's only a couple of minutes. And then we're gonna get into the court filing. And I didn't follow Tony. I didn't really follow the case that much to that extent. At the time, I was on Brittany's panel a lot. So I didn't know this was said about Tony. I'm not surprised it was said of where it was coming from. But is Granny gonna get like a new tattoo or something? All right, you guys haven't seen it. All right, I'll play it. Is Granny gonna get a new tattoo or something? Because the one she just got looks kind of dumb right now. Fuck around and find out. You're right, and you got burned, bitch. All right, let me pull up JP's video. Yeah, but all right, I don't want to get too far ahead because it's in the video. But it was the first thing that I had to laugh my ass off on. Granny says that she got her information because JLR is credible. Okay, that's your first mistake, Granny. Nobody, and I mean nobody, thinks JLR is fucking credible. Nobody with a brain thinks JLR is credible. He may be good for entertainment. He may be good to make you laugh, but credible and JLR do not go hand in hand. And anyone with a half a brain knows that. All right. So it's only 4 minutes. So hold on one second. So we're going to start with this. This is Granny's own words.
I'll be quite honest. I'm hoping to keep this information members only, but I am not stupid. I know how the internet works. Matter of fact, I know somebody already took my members only post off of members only. And listen, I get it. It's the way of the tubes, right? But Tony is attempting to sue me. He did sue me in Oklahoma. I didn't want to put this information public because I haven't been served.
Let me tell you something. Honestly, I do not know how Tony got this approved in Oklahoma. Every single thing that I know about the law in general, and you can even Google this and find out, if you're suing for money, it has to be in the other person's state. Now, JP said that he can ask for approval, which I guess he did, but he got it in Oklahoma, which I'm shocked. So I was wrong. I apologize.
So don't want you guys thinking I'm lying to you because I did believe it was from Brittany. And Brittany played along and implied it was from her too. So I had no reason not to think it was Brittany. But it's not.
No, Granny, you just wanted a reason to go after Brittany. Let's call a spade a spade.
Not as Tony. He is suing me for defamation. Obviously, he's suing me on the claims of me saying he was sued by a church, which ironically I came out and corrected. So, and then he's suing me for the fraudulent conveyance, which I still believe is what he was doing. So I don't, whatever. Obviously his main goal is to mitigate his damages in Pennsylvania, and it's being done as a way to.
See, Granny, that's where you're wrong. Because even though Tony's on the paperwork, you haven't gone after him. You haven't mentioned him. Tony is doing what an American citizen should do. And all you had to do from the beginning was shut the fuck up. And you can't do it. That's why he did this. Don't try to blow this off as, oh, he did this for this reason. And it's because he lost. No, bitch. He did it because you don't know when to shut the fuck up.
It's targeted, right? Because the fact is, One, I'm not the only one who said that information. Not at all the only one.
Okay, that's not a excuse in court. Well, George, I wasn't the only one. Hey, Jules, I wasn't the only one. Sorry. That doesn't hold up in court. It's not a defense.
You go back to JLR a year ago with over 72,000 views. JLR was the one that put out about the church. And to be quite honest, I believed JLR's research. So much about it. That girl, 42 months. Love you too, girlfriend.
Think about that statement. All right. Hey, Boston, I believe JLR. Really, Granny? You're a fucking moron. Hey, Johnny.
And thank you. So I didn't think much about it. I believed it. But at the CND, he said it was, a hospital. I did correct that information. I just don't want you guys still thinking it was Brittany, because it's not. Which brings me into the next thing. Well, and that's exactly what. So here's what sucks, Hartley. Right, my attorney here in PA said the same thing. My attorney is forgotten. If I turn off Wi-Fi, I'm sorry. Did it go? Can you guys, if I'm robot, and put a 1 in the chat? Maybe if I turn off the Wi-Fi, it will help. I don't know. All right, hold on. All right, so I turned off the Wi-Fi. Is that any better? We'll see if that's any better before I proceed. Thank you, Karama Chronicles. It's better. Thank you. Okay. So my attorney in PA cannot represent me. It has to be an Oklahoma attorney. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet. I'm not asking anybody for money. I put more money into a frivolous lawsuit.
Granny, you have plenty of money that you raised already that never went to your attorney. Because remember, your attorney was working on the back end. So where's all the money that you raised so far? I'm just curious. We're all kind of curious. Because we know it didn't go to your attorney. So where is it? You can use that money.
If I have to pull a BHB and do it myself, I will. Which brings me to my next thing. My attorney in PA said the only offer you offer is that he removes this immediately or is facing a second malicious prosecution, which is abuse of process. When I say I'm countersuing Brittany, I say Brittany because Brittany did. But the truth is, we're countersuing all of them. And I feel like there's things when it comes to litigation you can't quite say. I'm roboting again. Or watching.
Okay, so that was JP's video. What I said to Jules in JP's comment section is that every single one of them should sue Granny in a different state. That would be amazing. All right, now let's get to Tony's documents. All right. Filed on July 22nd. Now, this part is really interesting. They both live in Delaware County in different states. That's kind of weird. Plaintiffs are residents of Delaware County, state of Oklahoma. Oh, it's Tony and Dana, by the way. I'm assuming Dana is his wife. Defendant Jessica Sang, Granny's watching. Herein, Sang or defendant is a resident of Delaware County, Pennsylvania, and she operates and profits from a YouTube channel titled Granny's Watching. Defendant with actual malice uttered, authored, edited, published, marketed, and or distributed legally actionable content or statements that defame the plaintiffs and place plaintiffs in a false and defamatory light and notoriously interfered with plaintiffs' business relationships and contracts in Delaware County, state of Oklahoma. I just noticed he's not using an attorney. As a result, plaintiffs sustained damages within the territorial boundaries of Delaware County, Oklahoma, beginning in March 27, 2025. Continuing to the date on which this petition is filed and continually permanently into the future. I drank diet soda, so you may hear like my stomach going crazy. Jurisdiction and venue are proper in the District Court for Delaware County, state of Oklahoma. The allegations. Plaintiffs incorporate the foregoing paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. This lawsuit arises out of original and continued false and incorrect publications made by defendant beginning on March 27, 2025. Plaintiff Tony Mathis is a private citizen earning a living as a territory sales manager for a company selling cranes and heavy equipment. His sales territory includes Oklahoma, and he has been the top producing salesman for the company every year since joining. Mr. Mathis' job duties include speaking engagements and lecturing at sales workshops for his employer, many sales representatives. Through his work, Mr. Mathis earned a reputation for being a gifted public speaker. When a child of Mr. Mathis' co-workers went missing, the child's family enlisted Mr. Mathis' communication skills as a spokesperson for the family. Mr. Mathis assisted the family by communicating with search teams, media, and advocacy groups. This was a volunteer role for Mr. Mathis, and he never intended to do similar work in the future. However, on February 25th of 2024, a different child went missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee. Several internet sleuths and social media personalities took interest in the case, including the defendant. The child's father, Seth Rogers, was subjected to a barrage of digital interference and cyberbullying when news about the missing child went national. Hey, Phoenix. Of the online personalities attacking Seth Rogers, defendant Jessica Sang, Granny's Watching, was particularly cruel. Hoping to dampen the bullying and refocus national attention upon finding his missing child, Mr. Rogers asked Mr. Mathis for help after learning about his prior advocacy. Despite the emotional and financial sacrifice he knew it would entail, Mr. Mathis began volunteering as Seth Rogers' spokesman and advocate in May of 2024. Soon after, defendant focused her sights upon Mr. Mathis and began an online smear campaign that continues to this day. Defendant owns and operates a YouTube channel called Granny's Watching, which has almost 17,000 subscribers. Defendant exploits the YouTube platform to terrorize people like the plaintiffs and to spread false, salacious, and explicit content. Defendant publishes this false, salacious, and defamatory content in part to generate traffic to her social media channels and online payment apps, including but not limited to YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Pinterest, Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. In 2000 or 2001, Mr. Mathis and his infant son were traveling in their vehicle when they were struck by an uninsured driver outside of St. Louis, Missouri. Mr. Mathis was transported from the accident scene to Missouri Baptist Hospital in Sullivan, Missouri. Mr. and Ms. Mathis did not have health insurance and were totally overwhelmed by medical debt resulting from the car accident. Missouri Baptist Hospital sued Mr. Mathis and collected the medical debt, but the hospital later dismissed the lawsuit. 25 years later, by the way, was his son okay? Because he doesn't mention the son. 25 years later, defendant told the world plaintiffs robbed a church and were sued by a church for a large sum of money. All information concerning the hospital lawsuit was available to defendant before she told the world the plaintiffs defrauded a church and was sued for stealing from a church. On March 27, 2025, a defendant participated in a discussion broadcast on the Nonsense YouTube channel with panelist A Nonsense and Chico's Corrupt Chronicles. The video was titled Legal Filings and Optics Discussion involving the plaintiff's official dog bounty hunter and friends and contained the hashtags Tony Mathis and Profit Off of Pain. In that video, defendant made the following false and defamatory statements. Have any of you ever robbed a church? Well, Mr. Tony Mathis has. Tony was sued by a church for a large sum of money. Tony and his wife certainly have been sued by a church. Defendant also made statements during the live broadcast, falsely accusing Mr. Mathis of enlisting other social media accounts to dox the defendant. In a community post to her YouTube channel on April 23, 2025, a defendant again published written statements falsely accusing plaintiffs of defrauding a church, as shown in the following image. Granny's watching. Hey, Seth Rogers, Tony Mathis, and BJ. If pointing out someone's history of lawsuits is going real life, what would you call throwing someone into a frivolous lawsuit? Your little green team enterprise spent months pushing your behemoth and incoherent filing. Did they all go real life? When you're digging into Katie and Chris and SF and everyone else who isn't on your side and showing history and properties, etc., is that not going real life? How about asking women on TikTok to dox for you, Tony and Seth, real life? Don't you dare place on me what Julie did. Julie was ready to expose you before she ever spoke to me. Tony, I dare you to file another frivolous lawsuit against me, even if you even can. You'd have to be an idiot to believe that. Isn't that what you said, Tony? Were you not sued in Joplin, Missouri for defrauding a church? You have to be an idiot to believe anything you or your team says. Your threats of litigation ended when the judge and majority of those following Sebastian Rogers' case realized what a joke your legal filing was. Your days of intimidating women are over, buddy. I'll make sure the judge heard your cute statement about suing someone for wearing a blue shirt. You abused me in my local courthouse and, most importantly, Sebastian Rogers' name. Shame on you, Mr. National Spokesperson. When was the last time you searched for Sebastian, let alone spoke up for his benefit? You and your whole team are frequent flyers in the courtroom, from lawsuit to bankruptcy to lawsuit. We welcome you to PA. I'll see you in court for damages. Reverse uno. Okay, Tony, not really sure why you put that in there, but okay, too late now. On April 30th, 2025, defendant published a live broadcast entitled Tony Mathis and his wife commit fraud. They're scrambling as their facade crumbles. The following thumbnail image for that video contains the words fraudulent conveyance and fraud alert above pictures of Mr. and Mrs. Mathis. The title alone constitutes libel per se, and defendant's statements therein constitute slander per se. Defendant's actionable statements include, without limitation, the following. What Tony is doing is called fraudulent conveyance, right? And that's also known as a fraudulent transfer. So if a transfer or property or assets by a debtor to a third party to hinder, delay, or defraud creditors. Tony sold his house for $1, a single dollar. This is actual fraud, what he's doing. Tony just involved. You're right. He involved his in-laws in fraud. Tony is a fraudster through and through. Tony is a religious in and out of the courtroom, frequent flyer. He's trying to avoid debt. Defendant's statements were false, and she should have known they were false. As later explained to defendant in a cease and desist letter, Mrs. Mathis' parents are building a home on the property where plaintiffs keep a shop and office, and that plaintiff sold half of that lot to Mrs. Mathis' parents for fair market value. The letter also explained that Oklahoma deeds regularly recite consideration of $1 and that the deed language does not state the actual purchase price. A copy of the check from Mrs. Mathis' parents to the plaintiffs was enclosed with the letter, and the check image proves defendant's statements about selling a house for $1 were false. Plaintiffs personally served defendant with a cease and desist letter on May 15, 2025. The C&D contained public court and property records demonstrating that defendants' statements were false and proving plaintiffs were not sued by a hospital, that they did not defraud a church, and that the conveyance from plaintiffs to Mrs. Mathis' parents was an arm's length transaction for fair market value. The C&D requested that defendant retract her defamatory statements and publish an apology. Instead, defendant acted in flagrant disregard of the C&D by doubling down her actionable statements and continuing to defame plaintiffs. Even after plaintiffs provided actual knowledge of the truth to defendant concerning the hospital lawsuit and the conveyance, defendant refused to retract her defamatory statements and instead doubled down on her statements. During a live stream broadcast on May 16, 2025, the day after receiving a cease and desist letter, defendant said, "I believe what I was saying was true. I'm not changing my statement." She also repeated the false and defamatory statement alleging plaintiffs engaged in fraud. She also stated, "I don't give a shit about Oklahoma laws. I don't know what's true and what's not. I go off what other people said." Okay, that right there, Granny, will get you losing case. You just go over, you don't care what's true, you just go with what other people tell you. That is not a smart thing, not a smart way to live. In publishing those statements on May 16, defendant admitted she recklessly disregarded the truth when she made false statements about plaintiff and when the truth was available to defendant in public records. She also admitted profiting from defaming plaintiffs in that video when she said, "I need that ad revenue, babies." On May 17, 2025, defendant again falsely accused Mr. Mathis of fraud by publishing the following image as a community post. C&D, this paperwork disallows anyone from exposing my fraud and telling the truth. And this is definitely not retaliation. Granny, all of this stuff is why you're going to court. And I think it's fucking awesome. On May 20th, 2025, during a live broadcast on defendant's YouTube channel, defendant stated, "Fuck that cease and desist. Plaintiffs have suffered greatly while defendant profits off publishing false and defamatory statements about plaintiffs. Plaintiffs have been doxxed, threatened, and humiliated. Defendant's false statements have injured plaintiff's occupation as he lost important contracts and accounts, and he fears his job may be in jeopardy as his employer is not pleased with the public attention placed upon one of its top producing employees. Mr. Mathis' financial integrity, trustworthiness, and reputation is vital to his ability to maintain trust with current and potential customers and perform his chosen occupation. Defendant's false and defamatory statements have caused Mr. Mathis to lose valuable contracts and accounts and put him in constant worry of losing his job. Mr. Mathis' trustworthy and reputation are also vital to his voluntary work on behalf of the father of a missing child. That father, along with many other parents of missing children, rely upon Mr. Mathis to be a voice and advocate to raise awareness and publicity for grieving families grasping a glimmer of hope of seeing their children again. Defendant's false and defamatory statements damage Mr. Mathis' capacity to serve as a spokesman for families of missing children. Defendant's false and defamatory statements also damage Mrs. Mathis' reputation in the community, exposed her to public humiliation and threats of harm, and caused her severe physical discomfort and emotional distress. Libel and libel per se. Plaintiffs incorporate the following the foregoing paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. Defendant published written false and defamatory statements against plaintiffs. These defamatory statements exposed plaintiffs to public hatred, contempt, ridicule, and disgrace. These statements falsely accuse plaintiffs of crimes and moral failings, thus constituting libel per se. Defendant communicated these statements to persons other than plaintiffs. Those persons reasonably understood the plaintiffs and accusations to be about the plaintiffs. The statements and accusations were false. Defendant's libelous statements harmed plaintiff's reputation, standing in the community, occupation, and exposed plaintiffs to public hatred, contempt, and ridicule. Defendant knew the statements were false, should have known they were false, had serious doubt whether the statements were true or false, or should have had serious doubts whether the statements were true or false. Defendant statements do not enjoy constitutional protections as they were made knowingly and or with reckless disregard of the truth. Now, just to remind you guys, if I go back up, remember when she said, I don't give a fuck about Oklahoma laws. I was just going on what other people told me. That's where he wins. Right there is where he wins on this. And that's what he's explaining. Even after having actual knowledge of the truth, defendant maliciously, recklessly, and or intentionally repeated and republished the libelous statements about plaintiffs. Defendant's publication of the false and defamatory accusations directly and proximately caused substantial and permanent damage to plaintiffs. It was reasonably foreseeable defendant's libelous statements would be republished by third parties and social media accounts. Third parties and social media accounts did republish defendant's libelous statements, and defendant desired that outcome as it increased her profits. Defendant's false statements are defamatory per se as they are libelous on their face without resort to additional facts. Plaintiffs suffered permanent harm to their reputations as a proximate result of defendant's false and defamatory statements. Plaintiffs have suffered and will continue to suffer severe emotional distress as a proximate result of defendant's false and defamatory statements. Plaintiff Tony Mathis has suffered damage to his professional reputation and monetary losses as a proximate result of defendant's false and defamatory statements. Now, if he can prove all that, he's going to have a hell of a case. But he's got to be able to back all this stuff up in court. I don't know if he can or not. Plaintiff Tony Mathis has suffered damage to his professional reputation and monetary losses as a proximate result of defendant's false and defamatory statements. Plaintiffs live in a constant state of fear for their safety and the safety of their family as a proximate result of defendant's false and defamatory statements. Defendant published false and defamatory statements against plaintiffs with actual malice and common law malice. Defendant's conduct was outrageous, willful, and demonstrated a conscious indifference to its consequences, which that part he did prove. As a result and proximate result of defendant's libel and libel per se, plaintiffs have suffered actual damages. Defendant's conduct was intentional, malice, and or in reckless disregard for the rights of others, especially defendant's libelous statements published after she received the C&D. Plaintiffs are entitled to punitive damages under 23 OS 9.1 to punish defendant and to deter her and others from repeating such I can't even speak today. Unlawful misconduct in the future. Plaintiffs are entitled to judgment against defendant for actual and punitive damages plus costs, fees, and interest. Slander and slander per se. Plaintiffs incorporate the foregoing paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. Defendant made false statements about the plaintiffs on March 27th, 2025, April 23rd, 2025, April 30th, 2025, May 16th, 2025, and May 17th, 2025. And those statements were published and republished on YouTube by defendant and by others on social media platforms. Now, just in case you don't know, libel is written and slander is spoken, just so you know. Defendants' statements falsely accused plaintiffs of crimes and moral failings, thus constituting slander per se. Said statements do not enjoy constitutional protection as they were made knowingly with and or reckless disregard of the truth. Said statements harm plaintiffs' reputation, standing in the community, occupation, and expose plaintiffs to public hatred, contempt, and ridicule. Defendant repeated these false statements even after learning of the truth via the C&D. Defendant's false statements published after receiving the C&D constitute malicious and or intentional conduct. As a proximate result of defendant's slander and slander per se, plaintiffs incurred general monetary and financial damages. As a result and proximate result of defendant's slander and slander per se, plaintiffs have suffered actual damages. Defendant's conduct was intentional, malicious, and or in reckless disregard for the rights of others, especially defendant's slanderous statements published after she received the C&D. Punitive damages should be awarded against defendant to punish her and deter others. Plaintiffs are entitled to judgment against defendant for actual and punitive damages, plus cost, fees, and interest. False light, invasion of privacy. Plaintiffs incorporate the foregoing paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. Defendants' false statements, as described above, were made publicly and placed plaintiffs in a false light. Defendants' false statements were highly offensive to reasonable people. Defendant knew or should have known the statements were false and are acted with reckless disregard for the truth. Alternatively, defendant should have had serious doubt about the truthfulness of her public statements, placing the plaintiffs in a false light. Defendant acted recklessly, maliciously, and or intentionally, especially when repeated knowingly false statements after she was served with the C&D. As a result of defendant placing plaintiffs in a false light, plaintiffs suffered general monetary and financial damages. Plaintiffs are entitled to an award of all damages defendant caused, including but not limited to financial losses, personal injuries, property injuries, injuries to plaintiffs' standing and reputation in the community, plaintiffs' personal humiliation, plaintiffs' mental anguish and suffering, and punitive damages. Now, before I go on, let me just say one thing. I never watched Tony. I never really watched Seth. And I understand what he's talking about because I heard all those rumors. So if I heard them and I really didn't follow them, it says a lot. And it did all stem from Granny, Queen Bee. I don't think Clue was around at the time, but a lot of it stemmed from Granny, Jay, Queen Bee would say all of these rumors. So I agree with that. I mean, if it got to me and I didn't follow them, they were talking a lot. Punitive damages should be awarded against defendant to punish her and deter others. Totally agree. Plaintiffs are entitled to judgment against defendant for actual and punitive damage plus cost, fees, and interest. Count 4, malicious wrong. Plaintiffs incorporate the foregoing paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. Defendant's conduct as described herein was intentional and calculated in the ordinary course of events to damage plaintiff's property and rights without just or excuse, which did in fact occur, thus constituting a malicious wrong under Oklahoma law. Defendant's malicious acts injured plaintiffs personally, professionally, and in their trade and occupation. As a direct and proximate result of the aforesaid acts of common law malicious wrong, the defendants have suffered actual damages. Defendant's conduct was intentional, malicious, and or in reckless disregard for the rights of others. Punitive damages should be awarded against defendant to punish her and deter others. Plaintiffs are entitled to judgment against defendant for actual and punitive damage plus cost, fees, and interest. Count 5, intentional infliction of emotional distress. I thought that's for cheating. Plaintiffs incorporate the foregoing paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. Defendant's conduct was extreme and outrageous, and the conduct caused plaintiffs severe and emotional distress. Defendant's conduct was intentional, malicious, and or in reckless disregard of plaintiff's rights. As a direct and proximate result of defendant's intentional infliction of emotional distress, plaintiffs have suffered damages. Plaintiffs are entitled to judgment against defendant for actual and punitive damages, costs, fees, and interest. Count 6, punitive damages. Plaintiffs incorporate the foregoing paragraphs as though fully set forth herein. After receiving the C&D, defendant had actual knowledge of the truth concerning the hospital lawsuit and the conveyance. Yet, she doubled down on her prior defamatory statements when she said, I don't give a shit about Oklahoma laws. I don't know what's true and what's not. I go off what other people said. I believe what I was saying was true, and I'm not changing my statement. That right there is going to burn her. After receiving the C&D, defendant also published an insulting picture of Mr. Mathis again, accusing Mr. Mathis of criminal fraud, thus demonstrating defendant's intentional and malicious disregard of the truth and accusing Mr. Mathis of fraudulent conduct. Several days later, during a live broadcast on her YouTube channel, defendant stated, "Fuck that, cease and desist." The foregoing posts, C&D statements, and conduct demonstrate malice, intent, and reckless disregard for the truth and serve as defendant's admission her prior defamatory statements were made in malicious and or reckless disregard of the truth. In stating, I need that ad revenue, babies, defendant further admitted she intended to continue her tortious acts against plaintiffs to generate ad revenue. All of defendant's actions were performed intentionally, maliciously, and in reckless disregard of the rights of plaintiffs. Thus, plaintiffs are entitled to an award of punitive damages as set forth in 23 OS 91. Wherefore, plaintiffs demand a jury trial and respectively pray for relief as follows: that judgment be entered against the defendant for actual damages, compensatory damages, punitive damages, and fees not to exceed $75,000 plus interest and cost. That judgment in equity be entered against defendant in the form of a permanent injunction enjoining defendant from making or publishing defamatory statements about plaintiffs, and for any such further relief deemed by the court. Respectfully, oh, he does have a lawyer. Respectfully submitted, Bryce Harp, Harp Law. Attorney lien claim, jury trial demanded. And that, my friends, is the court filing. Go, Tony. I don't know what she plans on doing, but Granny, I would definitely get an Oklahoma attorney. One thing I want to look up, let's take a look at this guy. See what kind, I know what kind of tattoo she's gonna get. I agree. If you guys have any questions about what I just read, did I read it slow enough? I hate reading 16 pages. Oh, hold on. All right. Harp Law. He's 5 stars. He provides excellent representation in the areas of personal injury, real estate, wills, trust, business formation, business disputes. His lawyer received the 2019 Outstanding New Lawyer from the Oklahoma Association of Justice, so he's a new attorney. He's about 6 years in. So he's not Alan Jackson. Thanks, guys. He's no Alan Jackson. Only a couple of years in, but that means he's cheaper. But good for Tony. I hope Tony fucking burns this bitch. Burns. See, what I'm surprised though And maybe there's a reason for it. I'm surprised that he is only suing her for things said in like 2025. Because didn't this start back in like 2024? I could swear that Granny was going after Tony in 2024, but maybe I'm wrong. But I thought they were going after Tony for like a long time. But he only included stuff. Yeah, they asked for a jury trial. Which honestly, I think they would have been better with the judge. But what do I know? I didn't even know he could do it in, state. I do hope that he can back all this up, though. If he can back all this up, he's got a good chance. But her statement right here, shit like this will come back to bite you. Where'd it go? Right here. I don't give a shit about Oklahoma laws. I don't know what's true and what's not. I go off what other people said. That is the most ignorant statement I think I've ever heard in my entire life. And not you guys, but her community gives her money. She's making hand over fist money with a statement like that. That's so fucked up. I believe what I was saying was true. And that probably was true, but that's not what he's going after you for, Granny. If you knew anything about if you knew how to actually read what was sent to you, he's not going after you for what was said prior. He's going after you for the lies that you stated after you got the C&D. That's what he's going after you for. When your genius ass said, I don't give a shit about Oklahoma laws. Fuck the C&D. That's why he's going after you, Granny. Maybe you don't get that. Maybe your big shot lawyer should have explained that to you. Yeah, I hope she represents herself too. I agree, because she's just so knowledgeable about the law. And then for her to say, I'm not changing my statement. Why? You received the truth that he didn't even have to send you. He didn't have to send you jack shit. Honestly, I'm not even sure why he did. I don't think I would have sent her the truth. But that's where I think he was either A, setting her up and knew what he was doing, like carefully calculated, or he thank you, Queen. That he knew what he was doing, or she genuinely did hurt his reputation and hurt his work and stuff. Because if he can prove that, then yeah, it does matter. But he's got a lot of stuff in here. I think he will be able to prove it. Tony was helping a man find his missed child. This is the respect GW has for a missing child. I hope Tony wins too, Beth. I really do. Because like I said at the beginning, this is so much bigger than just a lawsuit. This is maybe now these trash dirtbags now remember, someone should send a video of Granny saying, I don't tell the truth. I'm like what did she say? I'm like a trash, like a national enquirer. She's like, I'm a trash channel. That's what I do. Yes, he's suing her for things after the C&D. I hope so too, forever. Now, like I said, I didn't follow him. So I don't know if he retaliated at all, if he went back at her at all, if she has things on him. That I don't know. I don't think he did though, right? And the interesting thing is, Trashy tabloid. Thank you. I couldn't remember. I knew she said something. I just couldn't remember what it was. Oh, while I remember, hold on. I got to give away these other 5 memberships. Hold on. My memberships for the month. Bear with me. My channel. All right. Wow, I want you guys to know the poll at the beginning started out with 100% he won't win. Now it's up to, I hope he does, 66%. He won't win is only 15%. And either way, this will be fun is 18%. I'm in that category too. All right. 5 memberships. Ta-da. There you go. Welcome. Forever Glow. Teton Hikers. Oh my God. Unitonka. Bleh. Legally Blonde. Limey the non-grifting dumpster squirrel. Unitonka, give away your membership, please. You don't need a membership here. Flight attendant for life. Woohoo! All right. Now my memberships are given away for the month. Let me close this out. Go back here. All right. You're welcome, Forever Glow. I was the top and bottom options. Both chose one. Shook those bushes. Exactly. So I really hope he wins. If he, like I'm saying though, if he can prove all this, I don't see how he's not going to win. If he can prove it. Exactly, reality. All you drama channels, pay close attention. I was just about to say, I'm sure she's still waiting on the 3 times. I know, right? And I refuse to hear I trust JLR. He doesn't try. That's what we said earlier, flight attendant. Anybody that's, and I said this on JP's comment, anyone that openly admits that they listen to JLR and think he's credible, you deserve to get sued and you deserve to lose big time. Big time. Nobody with a half a brain thinks that JLR is fucking credible. Nobody. Like, show me one person. JLR doesn't think JLR is fucking credible. About to leave. Thank you for my membership. Much appreciated. Just found you all a couple weeks ago, and I like how you speak and how you. Thank you, flight attendant. Much appreciated. They think they could do and say whatever they want without. I agree. I don't get it either. And that's what I'm saying. I'm glad this is happening. I'm glad. I'm surprised he's only going after Granny, though. I wonder why he's only going after Granny. Aren't there others that talked a lot of shit too? This is what Brittany needs to do, but Brittany talks back. Exactly. All you drama channels, keep running your mouth until they're shut for good. JLR said BHB was being indicted by the grand jury. Yeah, JLR is an idiot. He's always been an idiot. I told Granny this when I was friends with her back in Daniel Cavalante days when she was like trying to get in with JLR. I'm like, dude, JLR is a liar. There is nothing JLR says that should be taken seriously other than his name is JLR. That's it. Why you would believe anything JLR says is beyond my comprehension. And the fact that she's still believing him speaks volumes. I heard Queen Bee believe him too. I'm like, come on, QB, you're smarter than that. Well, I guess not. Hey, Victoria. Oh, she's the most vocal about Tony. I just remember tons of live streams about Tony. And honestly, she can't even say that this has anything to do with their current litigation because he's not bringing up anything about current litigation. There's nothing in here that, in my opinion, that can be misconstrued for revenge or anything like that. This truly seems like separate issues. And the fact that she's still running her mouth after she won the lawsuit speaks volumes about what a fucking idiot she is. An absolute fucking idiot. And everybody told her, Granny, you won. Shut up. Just shut the fuck up. Nope, she can't do it. At least Barbecue Lady, I don't think, still runs her mouth. She won, and that's it. It's over. Now sit and wait. Let the lawyers handle it. But not Granny. Granny had to keep running her fucking mouth against the people that she just won on. Well, that's a good way to fucking screw yourself. That's a good way to fuck yourself right out of money. Good job, Granny. All that money that you're now about to lose, was it worth it? Because if you think you're going to take on this attorney by yourself, Granny, please don't. Well, actually, no, I take that back, Granny. Please do. Please go into court with your non-speaking English and go for it. Would love to fucking see it. I'd even go to Oklahoma to record it. Julie Sonic should be sued also after all the stuff she's put out. And although I do like SF, she's accused him of being an RSO. Yeah, but didn't she retract that though? Exactly. JLR is a shock jock. A lot of his viewers don't know his past or the soda bottle incident. Oh, I know that one. Whoever believes him about facts blows my mind. I think she's trying to blame someone else. No account. Oh, she definitely has no accountability. Yeah, I don't like SF, but I can also see where the confusion came in. But she shouldn't be looking that close at SF. SF didn't do anything to her. I agree. Rico wasn't the right angle. Doesn't mean they haven't acted criminally. What? That's a great statement, Zoe. She cannot prove what she said. She's done. Also, retraction. Yeah, I was wondering about that whistle down. I'm not 100% how that works, where she said, oh, I corrected it about the church. I don't think that matters. Midnight, I would agree with you to a certain extent, but we don't know how much an Oklahoma attorney's going to be. Well, he's suing her whistle down for libel and slander. He's doing both. I also wonder why he's only doing 75,000. I would have done like 500,000, then worked my way down. And maybe that's something to do with Oklahoma laws or something. I don't know. But I do wonder that. Let's see. Average cost of Oklahoma defamation attorney in Delaware County. Oklahoma attorneys generally charge between $126 and $756 per hour for defamation cases, with the average hovering around $257 per hour. Contested cases. Contested case can involve average monthly costs ranging from $3,000 to $6,000 and can be significantly more expensive if they go to trial, potentially reaching $30,000 to $60,000 in trial cost alone. Damn. Damn. Bye, flight attendant. It's going to cost him more than he could win. But I think she thinks she's going to try to fight it herself. Yeah, good luck with that, Granny. But they're asking for a jury trial, which is probably where the 30 and 60,000 comes from. An initial retainer fee of $8,500 for litigation matters is mentioned in one source. Average total cost. Some sources suggest a range of $15,000 to $25,000 as a typical cost for defamation lawsuit, while others indicate an average around $15,000 to $16,000 for uncontested cases. She's going down. All that money she thinks she makes is going to an attorney. How you like me now? A jury in Oklahoma will not like Granny. Hey, Gigi. Let's see. Delaware County criminal lawyers. To be honest, I don't think her subs have that much money. I just don't. Hey, Eva Queen. Yeah, I don't think they'd be sympathetic either. But if you have juries, if you have a young jury pool who knows YouTube, they're going to think 17,000 is nothing. 17,000 subscribers ain't shit. You need like old people. Whistle down. That's what I said. She gets some. Yeah, but she's already gotten a lot of money for a lawsuit. But honestly, she gets large super chats. She should be able to pay for an attorney. Where's all your money going? It doesn't go to bills and rent because you live with your parents. You just, did a fund for your daughter to go to college without a high school degree. So she should be fine. B-Twat over QB is giving legal advice. Oh, B-Twat. You should not be giving legal advice because you're a fucking moron. Oh, that's how she sees it? Isn't that crazy, though? If GW tries to raise funds, QB isn't going to support her competing her loot. Oh, I agree with you, Zoe. Trying to get a membership. There's not a link. Yes, because my mods suck. They never drop links. I'm just kidding. I love my mods, but they really don't drop links enough. I tell them all the time, drop membership links, and they forget. But I think only Sly's here. Where's all my mods today? Sly, can you please drop membership link? Yeah, I guess Sly's my only mod today. She'll whack on the tears. I agree. No, you can't leave. I said at the center the other day, I said, oh, look, your mods don't drop links either. It's like, if you can't do it, I'll grab it. I just got to go in the studio. Memberships. All right. Oh, you got it? You just beat me. Thank you, go-getter. We can go to Walmart for I'm telling you, right, Whistle Down? I know, I just said you got it. Sly beat me. Woohoo! This is the karma Brittany J keeps. Yeah, you know what, Forever Glow? You're right. This is probably what Brittany was talking about when she kept saying karma, something big is coming. Everybody assumed Brittany was talking about Brittany. No, Brittany was talking about Tony. Good for him. Good for her. Hey, Headstones. Tony Mathis is suing Granny's Watching for $75,000. Burn, bitch, burn. He's got a good case, too. He really does. This is an over trust process. I agree. Tony's not stupid. That's what she doesn't realize. She thinks, here, flight. There you go. I just dropped it. You have to rewind, Headstones, but he's suing her for defamation and libel. Even if he doesn't win, or I'll sweating it. What about mine? Does my link work? My link should work. I got it right from my studio. Yeah, he's got a good case. As long as he could back up everything he's saying, he's got a good case. But he's got to be able to back it up. And he has an attorney. Welcome, flight attendant. Sly, I'll update the link in the link room. Welcome, go-getter. Yeah, I just put it in main chat. See if it matches the one you have. Let's see. Yeah, it's there. I don't know. That's weird. Maybe mods can't drop it anymore? No, I don't know. That's weird. I don't know. Because that happened to me and Sinners yesterday, too. Yeah, same link. Strange. YouTube being all funky. All right. Anyone have any questions? Thank you, Gigi. Reality wins. Nimnuki. TJ. Jamie. Heather. Woohoo! Thank you so much, Gigi. 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 TJ, I stand with Lolly. I hope you don't mean Lolly from Can't Read. Because that'd be scary. I agree, Coco. She thinks she's fucking untouchable. It's ridiculous. So what do we think she's going to do with the tattoo? Yeah, I think you jumped on that tattoo a little quick, Granny. Now, when I found out I had breast cancer and I got my hope tattoo, well, breast cancer is something that, I'm going to live with for life. So it's something I could jump on that, but are you gonna get, like, void across it? Because if he wins this, nah, it won't have an effect on the other one, but still. Maybe they'll stop going after Britney so much. See, that was Britney's mistake, and I made that same mistake too, so I can't fault her for it, but I did the same thing. I answered these assholes when I shouldn't have, and it cost me, you know? I love people that buy memberships that aren't members. Gigi, you're not a member. You have to be a member. I think it's so funny. I've seen people do that a lot. They're not a member, but they buy members. Yeah, she should. She should put void across her horrible tattoo. Her EAFO. I didn't even notice the EAFO until fucking JP pointed it out. I said, "Holy shit, I didn't even realize that." Probably because I knew it was supposed to say FAFO. But yeah, she should put void. Void right across it. She's so fucked. Maybe now you'll shut the fuck up about Britney. And you'll shut the fuck up about people. And do not take advice from B Tim. Actually, no, maybe you should, Granny. Get all your litigation advice from B Tim. No, it's supposed to be FAFO, but it looks like an E. Hold on, I'll pull it up. I'll show you. I think it was on JP's community post. Yeah, here. It's such a badass tattoo. Not badass, bad. Hold on. You're gonna have to check out JP again. It's about you? No. Is she being mean? I thought we were getting somewhere. Did you see her video yesterday? It was fucking hysterical. It looks like an E. It's supposed to be FAFO, but it really does look like an E. It kind of looks like EAEO. Like, who gets it? This is so fucking ugly. Hey, Marlena. The lips don't match. Like, no, it's horrible. The eyes don't match. There's different lines. The top is different. The eyebrows are different. It's shaded in, fucked up. It's just a bad tattoo. This is over, like, this isn't even straight. This is like smeared a little, and this side's not. This is a different, whatchamacallit, a different shadow than this side. It's just horrible. Even as a skunk, though. This has 2 circles over here. This is more rectangle. It's just a bad tattoo. The shadowing is all wrong. The coloring isn't good. It looks like a kid did it. Like, even the eyes are different. The shape of the eyes is different. The color in the eyes is different. They couldn't even get a fucking straight line. I mean, this person was like fucking high or something. The gavel's too small. The chain doesn't work. It's just a bad tattoo. The arm looks like it's attached to a boob. The head is too big for the body. It's just a horrible tattoo. It's Granny's watching. She got it after court. Just the whole thing is disgusting. Like, I would be pissed. Like, whoever did this could not even draw a straight fucking line or make it so like it looked like skunk hair or whatever. It's just horrible. It looks like it was done by a kid. And I agree. It looks like a bottle opener. It's got some kind of mark over here. Like, it's bad. The circles are different on both sides. This pearl necklace. Like, even the line, like, this guy could not get a straight line. Not even on the shirt. The lines on the shirt aren't even straight. Like, it's horrible. Like, if you were gonna draw hair or whatever, then draw it. But this is honestly one of the worst tattoos I've ever seen. Artistically. Like, the idea could be cute, but the artist itself is horrible. I'd want my money back too. I agree, not today. That is one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen. Imagine explaining this to someone who has no idea about any of it. A skunk with a bottle opener. And a chain. But that's what I'm saying. If it was good artwork, that's one thing. If it was good artwork, I would say, I understand, I get it, but it's not even good artwork. The artwork is horrendous. It does, it reminds me of a prison tattoo, Annie. It really does. And I never really looked at all the intricacies until just now. But wow. Like, even the eye, he couldn't even get a fucking straight line. He's got this eye curved, and this eye's got some weird fucking curve. Got 2 dots here, 1 here. It's awful. I said that too. Nope. I was like, is that a crack pipe or a bottle opener? But yeah, she loves it. She thinks it's so wonderful. But that's what I'm saying, reality. If it was good artwork, I can understand the concept, but it's not good art. The artwork is what I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about the concept of it. Just the artwork is awful. When you can't get a straight line, when you trace it, you shouldn't be tattooing. Even our EAFO, the reason why it looks like an E, there's no shadowing on it. You have to have shadows. There's no shadowing on the entire fucking tattoo. This fake shadowing looks like a smudge instead of a shadow. You could see it here too. They couldn't even do a fucking straight line. Any reputable tattoo artist should be, any tattoo artist should be able to pull a straight line. Any. And if you can't do a straight line, then make it look like hair. Make it look like skunk hair. You know what I mean? They didn't even do that. Like, what's this white ring around everything? Let's see. Hold on. I want to see what skunk looks like. Aw, he's cute. Hold on. Look how cute this skunk is. Hold on. Now, where'd it go? There was a skunk on a leash. Aw, baby skunk. Aw, they're cute. See, they have full hair. So if you can't draw a straight line, at least try to make it look like hair. Welcome, Gigi. Exactly, Marlena. Look how cute. Aw. Where's that skunk on a leash? It was so cute. Oh, wait, I just passed it. There it is. Look how cute. A skunk on a leash. They really are cute. Look how cute that is. They have rat faces. That's cool. They really are cute. I know, purple leash. I didn't even catch that. If they're working on a client, they should be able to pull a straight line, especially when the lines are thick. Mistakes happen. Yeah, but this isn't a mistake. It's everywhere. Hold on. This is why I hate StreamYard. You always got to go back and forth. Look at this. That's horribly not straight. This line for the shirt, which obviously wouldn't have fur or anything, is horribly not straight. The lettering is not straight. The O comes down further than the E. This line, it just looks horrible. There's no shadowing in any of it. Yeah, let me look at something. Hold on. All right, here's a good example. Keep an eye on this. This is not a good tattoo either, but it's got shadowing. There's no shadowing in her tattoo. That's actually pretty good. But see, lines are straight, or it looks like hair. Line straight. That's a good one. Here's a bad one like Granny, and even that one's got shadowing. That one's pretty bad. And still better than hers. That would have been cute. A face like that. See, Granny, you should have done something like that. That's a nice tattoo. That's a really nice tattoo. Hair looks like hair. This is really I like this. I like that with the pink hair and the pink eyes. That's a really nice tattoo. Here's another one with the female. I can't even find a tattoo that's worse than hers. That's good. That's a good artwork. This one might be as bad as hers, and even that's still better than hers. That's about as bad as no, at least this guy can do straight lines. Even this horrible tattoo has straight lines. And this horrible tattoo has shadowing. That's cool. Now that we see them, oh, I like that one. That's nice. Now let's go back to Granny's. So now that we've seen some nice tattoos, let's go back to Granny's. Now you tell me, did she get robbed? Yes. Hers has got to be the one of the worst tattoos I've ever seen. I agree with you, Marlena. I got on my breast cancer tattoo, I got watercolors. I'd show you guys, but my camera's out. But it's on my I have a video for it. But that's how bad her fucking tattoo is. No shadowing, nothing. It's horrible. Not one fucking straight line. Everything is all black, no shadowing. The worst tattoo I've ever seen. Literally. I think it was done by her kid. I think like her 10-year-old fucking did her tattoo. The worst. But hey, carry on. Yes, it's supposed to be a skunk. It's supposed to be FAFO, fuck around and find out, but the tattoo artist was so bad, it looks like EAFO. um, Hold on, Marlene, I'll find it. Yeah, thank God I didn't have to do that, Zoe. YouTube Studio. Um, Wasn't it? Did I make it a video? Hold on. Hang on. Well, I found a video of my hair before I had got cancer. The fuck? It's the only thing that comes up. Hang on. I'm going to find it, Marlena. Ah, here it is. All right. Marlena, here we go. Hold on. Do. There it is. Well, that's my breast cancer tattoo. That was when I first got it done. And that was it. Thank you. It really is beautiful. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I get on camera again one day. I keep saying I'm going to go back on camera. I need to get back on camera. Be able to get my numbers up. But yeah, she did such a fantastic job on it. She really did. And then Sage bought me the matching water bottle. Oh, I'm sorry, Phoenix. Actually, I had an appointment today with my surgeon and completely forgot. Like literally completely forgot. I got to call and reschedule. I don't know who the fuck makes an appointment at 8:15 in the morning. Thank you, Kitty. So that's that. My house so quiet. It's wonderful. Wonderful. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna get a tattoo, then fucking get a tattoo. Don't get like some shit. It's on your body permanently. Like, I never thought I would get a tattoo on my arm, but once I got diagnosed, email, you could send it to energy. Yeah, let me write it out. Yes, GW got paperwork from Tony. He's suing her for 75,000. Mine is too, Phoenix. I'm finally not wearing a hat every day. I don't know what I'm gonna do for my daughter's wedding, though. I haven't decided if I'm gonna get clip-ins, what I'm doing with it. I don't know. I could barely put it in a ponytail right now, like, barely. So I just keep a headband and put it back. But I'll never go through chemo again. Hell no. Never, ever, ever. But one thing I will say about hair going back, it's so soft and curly. Sage said, "Mom, keep it gray." So why do I want to keep it gray? She's like, "I like it." I was like, "I look old." She's like, "No, you don't." I said, "Yes, I do." I was like, "I don't want to be old." Yeah, I can't. I could barely put it in a ponytail. You have like a little stump sticking out. But that's why I just throw it in a headband. But it's really curly. I've never had curly hair like this. But I have a feeling the more it grows, it's gonna get straighter. But who knows? I'm not doing it. I was told don't do anything with it until the top is long as the back. But like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do for the wedding. I thought of that too. I thought about dyeing it pink, like with a semi-permanent, but I don't know. Or purple. I do wear wigs. I even have a all natural hair one. I just hate wearing them. I really do. I can't stand wearing them. It makes your head all condensed and it's just annoying because you feel like the thing with a wig is you feel like everybody's looking at you like knowing you're wearing a wig. I can't explain it. Even my 100% natural hair, I just feel like that. I feel like if it moves or everyone knows it's a wig, even if it doesn't look like one, it's and then your head all feels like almost like when people come home and take off a bra, that's how I feel about a wig. As soon as I walk in the door, I fucking rip it off. Ugh. So I have a couple months before the wedding. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do. No, I'm not wearing a hat. Definitely not wearing a hat. I'll probably just get some clip-on extensions and get an updo. That's probably my best bet. Karma, oh my god. She started howling at 5 o'clock in the morning. I swore it was Dayton. I thought Dayton was in my bathroom. This wild howling. I was like, "Who the fuck is that?" And all of a sudden it stopped. I was like, "Karma, howling at the moon." I was like, "Damn." Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm just gonna get clip-ins and do an updo. My sister-in-law is a hairdresser. She's like, "I'm gonna do your hair." Okay. Alright, I'm gonna get off though because I have to get ready. I gotta go pick up my little toddler in about an hour and a half. Um, but I wanna thank everybody. Granny, you're going down, hopefully. Tony, good job. Hope you can back it all up. This is one I will definitely be following. I'll tell you that much. Oh, Marlene, all right, hold on. And this doesn't look like a Betty thing either. Huh. Energy. Aw. That's a good tat. See, and you have shadowing. Because that's what you do with the tattoo. You shadow. And you have straight lines. Beautiful job. Yeah, it's definitely not BHB. Very pretty, Marlena. I'm assuming that's your son? Hairdressers are angels? They definitely can be. Oh, you're mad. Oh, grandson. Okay. Aw. What a great tattoo. Oh, wait. All right. I'm confused. You did it. Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. I was confused. So you're tattooing. I gotcha, Marlena. I thought you got the tattoo until I read it twice. You did this tattoo on your man. I gotcha. Can I show it? I'll cover your name. So your first tattoo, you did 10 times better than what's her name? Than Granny's professional artist that you paid millions of dollars to. No, you did a good job. All right, let me show it. And I can't move it because then I'll show her name. So we got to keep it as is. So at first, I thought Marlena got this on her. And I'm thinking to myself, why would she get like a manly tattoo on her hand? But I didn't want to say anything. Then I reread it. And she put this tattoo on her man, who's a man. And it's for her granddaughter. I'm sorry, grandson. They call him Noah Bear. And they live in California, which is why it's California Bear. Fantastic job. And it works on a man. That's why I was so confused. I'm thinking to myself, how do I get out of this? How do I say, why'd you get a manly tattoo? I was like, I wonder if she's manly looking. I'm like thinking to myself, no, it's kind of like a manly hand. I was like, I'm just going to say it looks great. No, but now that I see, I understand it. No, now it truly looks great because it's on a man's hand. Like, seriously, think about that. This is her first tattoo that she ever did. She did this on a man. Her lines are clean. Her name is clean. She's got a few extra lines just for, script wise. Is it perfect? No. For a first tattoo, it's damn fucking close. And it's better than Granny's. She's got shadowing on it, which is a big thing with me. I'm big into shadows. You have to have shadows. If you don't have shadowing, your tattoo sucks. Hey, Misery. That's what I'm saying. She's got shadowing in all the right places. Really good job. And now her man is permanently tattooed from her. What a nice gift. Like her feet are even. Like it's really good. Great job. Excellent, excellent job. And so much happier it's on a guy. Marlena's husband. That's what I'm saying. She did a really good job. A great man tattoo for a man. Love it. Yeah, she really did. Great job. I couldn't do that. And I'm artistic. I couldn't do it. I could never do tattoos. I'd be too nervous. Oh, absolutely, Marlena. You should be happy with it. I've seen tattoos that do shadowing. It's horrible. To me, you have to have shadowing because that's what makes it come to life. You know? Excellent job, girl. Excellent. Really, sweet sativa? Hey, for those of you in California, what's happening with the tsunami earthquakes? I heard you guys are getting hit. Did anyone watch Ozzy funeral today? I told my kids when I die, I want to go out like that. What an amazing funeral. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it and probably won't. He got a bigger funeral than the president. Unbelievable. I mean, I knew Ozzy was such an icon because it's Ozzy and I grew up on Ozzy and I grew up liking metal, but I didn't realize he was such a staple icon for every genre, everywhere. I had no idea. I cried too, Janessa. I did. I cried a little. Seeing Sharon cry and I cried. Uh, Sweet Misery, you gotta watch it. It was unbelievable. I think it's still going on, actually. Oh, that's awesome, Marlena. They play Electric Funeral. I didn't watch the whole thing, so I don't know. But the flower, oh, it was so amazing. She does look so fragile, Phoenix. I agree. But she's old too. She's like 80, almost 80. Kelly doesn't even look like Kelly. I don't know what she did with herself, but she don't even look like Kelly. One of the kids looks just like Ozzy. I was like, wow, he looks like Ozzy as a kid. I had no idea he was such a legend across the board. I didn't. I thought he was just a legend in the metal arena. I had no idea he was such a legend in every genre. Ozzy was her love. Yeah, but Kelly got so much surgery, she just doesn't even look like her. And her fiance is ugly. No offense, but it's not even the weight. It's just her. Oh, she has colon cancer? I didn't know that. Hey, Amber. I didn't know she had colon cancer. Crazy. So she doesn't have much longer either then. Because no, colon cancer's curable, but not really at that age. Only showed the procession, the funeral's private. He wanted a day in the life by the Beatles played. The Ozempic affected both Kelly and Sharon in many ways. I know we can't live forever. Hey, Criminal Med. You think so, Laundry? Yeah, but didn't they like drive through his town and stuff? Yeah, they had it. And Ozzy didn't like her so skinny. Um, well, if she had it years ago, she probably beat it by now. All right. She was diagnosed. Oh, no. She was diagnosed with colon cancer in 2022. She underwent surgery to remove the cancerous portion of her colon and received chemo treatment. Osborne has been in remission since her treatment and has become an advocate for colon cancer awareness and early detection. Yeah, she beat it years ago. She had stage 3. Uh, she's 72, by the way. She was diagnosed at 49. Yeah, hold on. All right. I'm not going to play the sound, but look at this. I'm just going to like skim through it. Did I get your Cash App? No, I don't believe so, sweet misery. I'll look again, but I don't think so. So this is in Birmingham. Look at this. This is insane. Black Sabbath Bridge, which I think is awesome. That's what I'm saying. It does. I think he has more people than Princess Di had. And it goes all the way down and around. He's the one that looks like Ozzy, the one in the back. Look at Kelly. She just doesn't even look like her. That's her fiance, who I think is ugly. Look at this. That's insane. He would be so humbled and honored if he knew. Oh, it's the same camera angle. Oh, this is actually live. This truly is crazier than when like Princess Diana died or the Queen of England. I don't think had this much. Oh, you can't even rewind. I mean, for those of you overseas, did the Queen of England even have this many people? I mean, this is like true royalty. I've never seen another singer have this. I've just but then again, Ozzy did everything over the top. So think about it. The Queen of England had the same type of hoopla as Ozzy Osbourne. That's fucking weird. Like, if you think about that, he was a heavy metal singer. It was Ozzy. But to have the same thing as the Queen, if not more than the Queen, that's what I'm saying. It's weird. But she was the Queen of England. He's just Ozzy. You know, a man who was blamed for suicides, a man who was an alcoholic, a drug addict. It's just fucking weird. He didn't have grace. He didn't, you know what I mean? He wasn't a queen. He wasn't a king. He was just Ozzy. The Brits are very proud of their own. Just an overpowering of support. I met Ozzy a long time ago. It was in the late 90s. It was a really quick hello. I said to my girlfriend Sharon, I'm like, oh my God, there's Ozzy. She's like, Ozzy. I think he said, what's up? And then walked away. He gave us like a, be like, what's up, girls? And then walked away. But look at this. All for Ozzy Osbourne. This is wild. To be honest with you, I don't remember. My girlfriend hooked up with the guy from Ugly Kid Joe. This is how the whole thing happened. And they got us tickets for they were going to be in town at Nassau Coliseum, I think, or the Garden. And we picked up the tickets at the door. I think it was the Garden. And we had 4th row and backstage. So he was like walking by. And that was it. It wasn't like, you know, he came up to us and like, "Hey, how are you?" No, it was kinda like in passing. I was like, "Sharon, there's Ozzy." I don't remember him being extremely tall or extremely short. Like, I really don't. I kinda remember just him, like, not much taller than I was. But I don't even remember if I was in heels or not. I don't think I was. I don't remember. I don't remember what I was wearing. But I do remember it was 4th row tickets, and we were fucking psyched. Yeah, he was. That's what I'm saying. He kinda like he wasn't, like, the singer of Nickelback is very short, and when I saw him, you know, ground level, I remember him being shorter than me. I don't remember Ozzy being much taller or much shorter. Certain people I've met stood out to me that they were either very tall or very short. Like Will Chamberlain, extremely tall. like towered over. Yes, I am gonna make Christmas presents. Jared Lebo and his brother Shadow. Who's that? And a lot of people that say they're like 6'1" aren't. They're like 5'11". Oh, 30 Seconds to Mars. A lot of singers are short, by the way. They look tall on camera, but they're actually pretty short. I'm surprised at how many singers are short. This is just crazy. He's short, right? Yeah, I was gonna say, I remember hearing he was short. This has been going on for hours. Been going on since 8 o'clock. Thousands have gathered in Birmingham. See, you get close ups and you cry again. Now I got tears in my eyes again watching her. Aw. But you know what? Look at the outpour of support. Like, you were married to a legend, Sharon. Don't ever forget it. Like, I've just never seen a funeral like this. You know what I mean? Hey, reality, I've just never seen anything like this. Yankee Candle, yuck. Oh, that's right. You have to have security. Oh, you guys can't see. Hold on. I thought you guys could see what I was watching. Hold on. I agree with that, lady. Look at this. Yankee Candle. Get that out of there. Look at this. They have to have security there so people don't loot it. Aw. I'm glad one of the news reporters did this. Look at that. That's so awesome. They were probably lined up days ago. Oh, look at grandma. That's awesome.
But it was happening, and we just dropped everything, booked a hotel, got in the car, and came. You couldn't not be here. We're here not just for us, we're here for everybody.
I can't look at her without crying. She looks like Ozzy. I don't know who that is, but he's cute. Who's this? His wife's gross. He's cute. Who's muted? Me? I'm not muted. Kelly's engagement ring is designed like bees, diamonds, and a honeycomb, yellow chocolate gold. Beyonce calls her honeybee, which Stone Rivers nicknamed her. The way Kelly buzzing around unique. That's cool. Isn't that Amy Ozzy's other dog? Oh, is it? Is that who that was that I was pointing out? Sharon's son-in-law? Whoever it was, he was cute. This guy. Where'd he go? Whoever this is. This. Who's that? Who that? She looks like Ozzy. He has a daughter, 45 previous marriage, a daughter. Well, I don't know who this is, but he's cute as hell. Look at me scoping on people at a funeral. Bad, Laura, bad. I like her dress. All right. That's Amy and her man. Her man is cute. Amy's not so cute. She ugly. She's scary looking. He's cute. But then again, I'd probably go for ugly if I'm marrying into the Osbournes. Just saying. All right. Now I really need to get out of here, but I wanted to check one thing. Did JP really make a video about me? Please tell me she didn't. No, she didn't. Just the other one. Amy is 41. Her boyfriend, her husband looks like he's like 28. Or husband. That's Amy Osborne, right? Hold on. Amy. Amy Osborne doesn't have a husband. She's not married. Sharon and Ozzy's rarely seen daughter Amy. I mean, I don't know. Whoever he is, cute as hell. Yeah, she's not pretty. But her boyfriend is. Oh, hold on. A huge rocker's rarely seen daughter looked totally unrecognizable after her shock transformation. Amy debuted her new slimmed down appearance while leaving a hotel. I guess she was fat. Yeah, it doesn't say who he is. Oh well. He's hers. All right. I really gotta go though. I gotta get into a shower and go get my little man. I will see you guys tomorrow or later. Probably not later. I gotta finish the garage. But I will see you guys tomorrow or later. Have a wonderful night. And that's it. Thank you guys for super chats, PayPals, Cash Apps. Sweet Misery, I'll check my Cash App in a moment. I'll let you know. All right. I'll see you guys later. Peace. Oh, hit the thumbs up before you go.